is time to ignite those dreams of our young people and empower the youth to bring their visions to life. Now, we are partnering with the After School Graduate Development Center on the Ignite Enterprise project to provide practical tools to teach young people how to build businesses and to create employment for others. In Lagos, the possibilities are endless. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. Lagos State, in partnership with AGDC, presents Ignite, powered by FirstBank and supported by Bank of Industry. Despite the daily challenges, Nigeria remains a country of immense opportunity. For those who dare to dream or who dare to put those dreams into action, great rewards await. Welcome to Ignite. If you're an entrepreneur or aspiring to be one, then Ignite will give you practical lessons on starting and growing your own business. Ignite, from dreams to reality. Lessons learned, lived, and shared by the host of the show, Mrs. Ibukun Awoshiga.
Awoshiga is a carpenter. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a pastor, and she's a Nigerian. I graduated in chemistry from University of Ife. When I left Ife, I went to serve in Akintola Williams & Co. with an ambition to become a chartered accountant and go and work in a bank. But by the end of my first year in Akintola Williams & Co., I realized that I was a bit too restless for the seriousness of the accounting field. And I opted not to stay back to continue in that field, but I still wanted to go and work in a bank. But I didn't want to sit at home after youth service, so I wanted the very first job I could get, anything to keep myself busy. And the first job I could get within my first week after youth service, after coming back home, was in a furniture company. When I got there, I discovered why, through my secondary school period, I'd considered becoming an architect, because the creative part of me came alive, and I loved the ability to turn space around, the colors, the creativity, and all of that. But I didn't like the value system of the company I was working with. But without thinking much, the restlessness of a young woman at that stage, I just thought, oh, I can do this and I can do it better with a different set of values. And at that stage, I left after only 3.5 months in that company. And I went to set up a company and started my adventure. The largest part of my business group is in furniture manufacturing, and within that group we have the Chair Center Limited, which is the retail and design part of the company, the retail to the customer. We have Sokwa Chair Center, which is a joint venture with the largest French manufacturer of office seating, and we produce international standard office seating from our factory in Nigeria. It's a JV between the Chair Center, Sokwa Chair Center of France, Guarantee Trust Bank, and 2 local investors. And then we have Furniture Manufacturers MAT, which is a company solely owned by the Chair Center Limited. That factory is responsible for manufacturing, processing of laminates and wood components, both for our own retail customers and for other manufacturing companies. And the 4th member of the group is TCC Systems and Services Limited. That part of the group deals with anti-robbery security, bank-way anti-robbery security systems. We were the pioneers in the business in Nigeria from '97. You know, the bulletproof doors that you see at the entrance of banks and all that. We introduced it into the market. We worked with an Italian company called Elettronica Toscana, ET, and we were a monopoly on the market, I think, for about 6 to 7 years before competition came in. And we remained the largest and the most established company in that business in the last 15 years. I learned a lot just on the way because I didn't have any formal education for running a business or for starting a business. That's part of why I believe that this Ignite project is really essential. If I had a lot more knowledge, I probably would have moved faster and I would have avoided some pitfalls. And the way our educational system is structured right now, entrepreneurship is not a part of it, because we mistakenly think that people will just wake up, or some are just born as business people. Some have a more natural inclination towards it, but a doctor who sets up a private hospital is a business person. He's a doctor who is running a business of medicine. He stops being just a doctor, because if he sees a patient, he's a doctor. If he's running the hospital, he's a businessman. He better have the skills. But how I closed the gap was, over time, I was honest with myself to admit my own limitations in some sense, and I always went back to school. At a stage, I went to Lagos Business School and was in the Chief Executive Program. 3 years after that, I knew that whatever I learned there, which helped me at that stage, was no longer enough for what I wanted to do. I was ambitious and I had great vision for the business, but I also wanted to have the tools to take the right decisions in order to take the business to the next level. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to entrepreneurship is to imagine that they're not able to fulfill their dreams because of funding. It's the first and the easiest barrier that you can put between yourself and what you want to do. But what I've discovered is, if someone is passionate about something enough, money is not big enough to stop them.
When you sit down, when you think that, oh, I want to do this, immediately your mind can run ahead of you with, oh, I can do this and I can do this, and you get all excited. It's called an entrepreneur's bug. And you think, I can do this, and the next thing you think, the only thing that can stop me from doing this is money, which is the average answer you get from every young person. Oh, I have ideas. I know what to do. I just don't have the money. Fa. It's not all about money.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
What do I like? I like what I do. I like going on holiday with my family. And I like my car. I like gadgets. And I like my bank.
If your bank were us, you would like us too. Since 1894, we have built a strong and stable financial institution based on insightful local know-how, global reach, and a commitment to deliver to you world-class innovative solutions. FirstBank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
You can build from scratch without having much starting off. And if you're patient and you're disciplined, over time you will find that the little that you had will get you started. And along the way, as the value of what you're doing begins to show up, help will come. Really, in my real life experience, that's really what happened to me. Because I started with nothing. I realized, I'd learned in the 3.5 months in that furniture company that when a customer comes to order, they pay 70% down payment. Carpenters come with their tools. I didn't need to buy tools. There were markets where all the big machineries were available, so I could go and process there and just pay for the service. I didn't need to buy the machine. I didn't need to hire the machinist. When the customer has paid the 70% down payment, I could discipline myself enough to apply that to produce the order. Now, because you're using a lot of external services, it just means that your profit will be so little. But it doesn't matter. It's the price you pay for getting the business started. And one at a time, you build on it and you allow your business to start to grow. It's really about your commitment to the vision, your ability to discipline yourself, your tenacity, and your desire to see your dream move to reality. That's why this program is called Ignite Dreams to Reality, because every business idea we have is only a dream. But what we're saying is between the dream and the reality, there's so much that must happen. What we're trying to do with the Ignite Enterprise Project is to raise a generation of informed entrepreneurs. Their degree just means that their mind is open to learning. It means they're able to process information in a disciplined manner. It means that if you nudge them in the right way, they should be able to make things happen. A graduate of civil engineering can become a business person running a tiling facilitation company, which means for every building, all he's interested in is in tiling all the areas that need to be tiled. The way he will do it is different from the way the ordinary bricklayer will handle it. He's educated, his ability to process things, his ability to make sure that lines are straight, this and that, based on his training, will come into play. But the management of the business involves a lot more. He will learn about handling his finance, about building credibility for the business, about using the bank, building account and track records, about pricing, about so many things that make businesses fail. What we really need to do is to raise an enlightened crop of entrepreneurs who are given the skills across the board with understanding. I know a lot of what I learned in business school helped me in the last phase of doing things. It made it possible for me to realize with an open mind that you don't need to own 100% of anything, and you can do it successfully. Partnerships can be a problem, but a lot of times also because we don't do our homework and we don't do the right matching and we don't take care of legal structures, we don't take care of so many things that then show up later and become a problem. So it's what I'm hoping that, working with Lagos State, with FirstBank as a major sponsor, with a Bank of Industry and the entire team that is involved, and After School Graduate Development Center, which was set up solely to address the problem of employability in the country, we will be able to raise a whole new generation of entrepreneurs. Nigeria is a land of so many opportunities, just because we have so many problems. Every single problem we have is a business opportunity for a discerning mind, a committed heart, and a passionate person.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
If you want to keep your business growing, in a country like Nigeria, you have to be very, very persistent.
Whatever you want to do, you have a aim for what you want to do, and you have a passion for it.
You need to have certain experience and skills depending on what kind of business you want to run.
You need to have integrity.
Knowledge your customer, because without the customer, your business can't move forward to the next level.
First of all, do map out any business you want to do before you go into it.
You have to be more willing to listen to the advices of people that are ahead in the business.
It takes consistency, being focused and being determined, because there will be lots of ups and downs, and if you're not determined, you lose track.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. As Nigeria's commercial capital and indeed the business hub of West Africa, Lagos is very much open for business. The far-sighted administration of Executive Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola SAN has embraced the concept of enterprise education, and they have partnered with the Ignite Enterprise Project to spark a new generation of entrepreneurs in Lagos State.
Underlying rationale for this partnership is the initiative by the After School Graduate Development Center, who, apart from seeing what all of us saw, that young people were leaving school and they were not finding jobs, decided to do something about it. And they began what I found out to be an entrepreneurship development and skill development training for graduates, because Whilst it is true that our economy is not running optimally, there's still jobs out there, but the graduates who come out are not prepared to take those jobs because there's a curriculum mismatch. So the human capital that is coming out of our schools does not respond to the needs of our economy. And we thought that this was a good initiative to latch onto because people were coming to us and we could only take that many. And we thought that it was also important if we could use the skills that the After School Graduate Development Center had developed to send people to them. We will finance the training for young graduates who were sending their resumes and CVs to us to teach them to fend for themselves by entrepreneurship training or to do a skill development and adaptation so that they can fit into existing jobs that they ordinarily do not have the training to undertake. So we've done that with graduate teachers. We're doing it now with health workers, and we're expanding the curriculum to other sectors. We are doing also entrepreneurship training for people to go into camps, cooperatives, how to run and manage their own businesses, use their skills. We're looking at waste management as a place also where there are opportunities for young people. You see, the way this economy has evolved, my generation and sadly the generation after me was trained that once you leave school, put on a tie and there will be a job. But the money is where people don't want to get their hands dirtied. We are maintaining highways now. The Public Works Corporation is led by a young person with a very young team of boys and girls working overnight. You drive through a road that had a pothole last night and in the morning is gone. It's young people who are doing the lane marking. Those are places where young people would never have thought there was work. And that is what the After School Graduate Development Center is saying. Let's look here. Let's look there. I learned, for example, from them at a session we had in healthcare. Hospitals were looking for masseurs, people to massage and deal with people who had strokes, and we just didn't have the capacity. So they're training people who have basic skills in sciences, who have an idea about the human physiology and anatomy to say, okay, you can do that. And they pay per hour. So your hours are even flexible. I've heard a lot of people talk, and we are not excluded about creating jobs. But for me, it should be about building the economy. The consequence of it will be to create jobs. Jobs won't drop from the sky. So there must be a constructive plan to build the national economy. We have to work together. We have a huge moment here before us. We have an economy that is in so much need to be done. We need to build bridges, we need to build homes, we need to build trains, we need to build companies, we need to feed ourselves. We have no business with unemployment, but we must change our attitude about the kind of jobs that we are stereotyped to look for. We must be the generation that will build the capital that will unleash this country's possibilities and abilities. The European capital has left. So this is the time when our entrepreneurs must build a new capital that will take us to our dreams.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Well, as you're aware, Lagos State is the commercial and economic nerve center of the country. Therefore, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry is very critical in ensuring that we continue to create an enabling environment for investments, for commerce to thrive in Lagos State, because we intend to remain the commercial nerve center of this country. So we're here in commerce to promote everything that will ensure that the environment is conducive both for local and foreign investors to thrive. For starters, we had the celebration of our artisans in the state. In the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, we have over 200 associations registered, cutting across different sectors. Without these artisans, this economy will not thrive. These artisans are the bedrock of the local economy. And what we've tried to do here is to ensure that we retrain them so that their skills are more up to date with what is going on around us. So we've done capacity building for artisans. We're looking at funding arrangement for artisans as well, so that they can have access to funding at single-digit interest rate. Nigeria is a land of opportunities, and Lagos State in particular has so much to offer. And the government in Lagos State is doing everything possible to make sure that this environment is conducive. What I will say to the youth is that they should put their thinking caps on and think out of the box and look for avenues outside the 9-to-5 jobs. Avenues where they themselves can create employment. And these avenues will come in critical areas. There are 4 critical sectors that the state is promoting to develop this economy, and that is power, agric, transportation, and housing. And within those 4 sectors, you will find that there are various opportunities for youths to thrive. All they have to do is look out for these opportunities. The partnership that we have with the After School Graduate Development Center, AGDC, the idea is to retrain our unemployed youths, because they have so much energy, but this energy hasn't been channeled in the right direction for them to realize that there are opportunities in entrepreneurship rather than just looking for a white-collar job. So the idea is to ensure that they are exposed to various opportunities, and they're also trained so that they can, at the end of the day, run their own businesses and also become employers of labor, which is why we've chosen to partner with AGDC on this project, because AGDC themselves are reputable, they have the integrity, they have a good system in place to be able to attract the right sort of people and give them the right training. And as you know, the promoter herself is an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur over the years. And the relationship so far has been excellent, and we're expecting that with this program, we will be able to have an impact on the youths within Lagos State.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
What do I like? I like what I do. I like going on holiday with my family. And I like my car. I like gadgets. And I like my bank.
If your bank were us, you would like us too. Since 1894, we have built a strong and stable financial institution based on insightful local know-how, global reach, and a commitment to deliver to you world-class innovative solutions. FirstBank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
People would always make it. New businesses would always come up. The difference is those who develop that passion from the beginning and decide to stay put to what they believe in and do it very, very well. Approach institutions like FirstBank and Ignite Enterprise, and I'm sure you will not go wrong.
FirstBank, the nation's oldest and biggest bank, is platinum sponsor of Ignite TV, a testament to their commitment to economic empowerment and small business development.
We've been at the forefront of supporting both individuals and corporate organizations in Nigeria for the past 118 years. We've also been at the forefront of supporting the government in infrastructure development across the various segments of the Nigerian populace. We are proud to be a national institution, a national icon that has not just supported businesses, but has also been at the forefront of corporate social responsibility in terms of supporting the various aspects of the Nigerian populace. We believe that you cannot develop an economy like Nigeria, just like any other one, without focusing deliberately on how to solve the problem of entrepreneurs and small businesses. In the survey that's been carried out recently in terms of what are the major impediments to small businesses growing, incidentally, most people will be thinking of sovereignty, but really, the major source of problem is actually lack of access to financing. And so we've taken that study on board and decided as an institution that we want to champion development of small businesses and entrepreneurs in the Nigerian landscape. we are not just interested in doing business with the big corporate institutions. We believe that we have a responsibility also to nurture young and upcoming Nigerians and small businesses to become big businesses. Apart from the fact that we do that as a matter of course of business, we do have a dedicated function or unit within the bank that is responsible for small and medium scale enterprises. Together with African Capital Alliance, we do have a scheme where we have dedicated equity funds for small businesses, whilst we also have a dedicated subsidiary that is responsible for private equity. That enterprise is called First Funds, and we have a huge source of, a huge size of money that has been set aside for this particular scheme. So it's very important that every nation that aspires to be self-sufficient and self-reliant must have structures put in place and projects put in place to ensure that every individual that has ideas is able to convert those ideas and move them into profitable ventures where you can make money from. So beyond using entrepreneurship as a means of creating employment for the youth, it also helps in a way in solving the issue of social unrest, security problems, and so on. Because an idle hand is a hand that is easily manipulatable. And so what you find is that when your youths are not encouraged to turn their passion into money-making ventures, it is very easy to actually use them and manipulate them for evil things. So we all have a responsibility as a nation to ensure that our youths are encouraged to be engaged in productive ventures that not just help them, but also help the nation in moving them out of the streets into useful individuals and citizens. It goes a long way, therefore, when we see institutions like Ignite Enterprise, which is heavily involved in this, we think we owe it a duty as part of our own corporate social responsibilities to this Nigerian environment, which has been extremely good to FirstBank, by the way, by making sure that we support such institutions. So it was just a coincidence of two great institutions who have similar views and share similar thoughts on the way our youth should be groomed and turned into future leaders. And so it was very easy for us to support this enterprise when the project was introduced to us. And I dare say that it's been a very, very interesting and worthy relationship between FirstBank and this organization.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. Another important partner in this project is Nigeria's Development Bank, the Bank of Industry.
BOI actually chose to be involved in small business development because we believe in the Bank of Industry. That is the oldest development financial institution that we wanted a development program that impacts people. We felt that in Nigeria the middle class had disappeared because the small businesses were not thriving. Any country in the world, especially in a developing country like ours, more than 90% of the employment is created at that level. They had all but died away because of the problems that we had. So Bank of Industry on its own, as part of the paradigm shift, decided to allocate 80%, minimum of 80% of its resources developing small and medium enterprises. So it's something that was deliberate, that we did deliberately. And as we went along, we scaled it up to more than 90%. So we take small business development very seriously in the Bank of Industry. As a people, Nigerians are very entrepreneurial. So we don't need to teach people to get white-collar jobs, to go to school, to learn to learn social science so that they can work in an office. I think entrepreneurship should teach and should start from the primary school level, where we even teach our children how to manage their pocket money, how to utilize the pocket money to start a small business, and it should start from that basic level. The other thing that I think needs to be taught to the average Nigerian is dignity of work and self-empowerment, that it is only a discipline. Going to school is for you to acquire a discipline, to know how to think in a structured manner. It isn't a meal ticket, that you can change the space, that you yourself, with the discipline that you have acquired, you can use that to impact yourself, to impact your immediate community, to impact everyone. A program like Ignite will show the young Nigerian, not only a graduate, you may even have a job right now, that you can change, that you can yourself, that we as individuals, that you as a graduate, because you have a thinking mind, can change your space, that you can be responsible for creating those jobs you're looking for. One of the things that I believe in personally is that you tend to shine like a star when you do things that you like. There are some people who have a disposition to certain things. When you are only looking for food and money, it is tedious. That is why you see some people at their jobs and they just are not there. So what I say to a young person, forget that you're hungry right now. Look inside of you. Go deep inside of you. What is it that will make you shine? What is it that if you're doing, every time you wake up in the morning, there'll be a smile on your face? Think about that. I'm saying, don't think about the money, because money comes when you do all the things right.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Self-employment is better and it's wiser.
Self-employment is the best in this country of ours.
When you are self-employed, you have time to do a lot of things.
Self-employment is far better.
Self-employment, definitely.
Both of them have their benefit, depends on your personal opinion. But in the long run, everybody wants to be self-employed.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. The After School Graduate Development Center, AGDC, an NGO devoted to employability and enterprise training, birthed the Ignite project. AGDC is founded by Ibukun Awoshika and run by Deton Ogwo.
AGDC is a national career center accredited by the Federal Ministry of Education. Our mandate is to invest in Nigerian youth. We all know that there's been a challenge in our education sector. Somehow it hasn't been able to deliver to our young people the skill sets or the knowledge, sometimes the mindset that they need to compete in the marketplace. And we have set up, we were established in the year 2007, specifically to invest in young people. We have done quite a number of several projects. We have run several projects in the last 5 years that ensure that our young people are then able to compete in the marketplace successfully, get into the workplace and add value to employers, and for those who start their businesses, able to run sustainable businesses. Running a business in this environment, even according to the Doing Business Initiative, it takes a lot of tenacity. If you decide to start a business in this environment, you must understand the environment. You must understand the bottlenecks, and you must prepare yourself mentally, and I dare say spiritually, to fight until the idea that you have reaches the market, serves your customers. But focus on service is also something that we need to do better at. What do your clients want? And in supplying what your clients want, make sure that, of course, you make yourself a good profit. You have efficient outcomes that serve you and serve your clients, not cut your clients' truth at you. So it's for a young person looking to start a business, come to AGDC as well. We have run several projects in partnership with several sponsors, some of which are the MTN Foundation. We've worked with the International Youth Foundation. We've worked with companies like Goldman Sachs, running programs on behalf of on the internship program. This project, the Ignite Enterprise project, is sponsored by Lagos State alongside some other sponsors, and the whole idea is to have young people bring their ideas to birth. We cannot assume that everyone is going to want to start a business. Those who will support the businesses also need to be equipped. So the work that we do, as I said, is two-pronged. Get people employable, get people to create jobs for themselves, so that they come together and everyone is productive and our economy is productive at large. So in the future, we're really hoping to engage with government. Lagos State has been a perfect example of what can be done with the private sector, partnering with the public sector, and we're hoping to take that across this nation, because we have gotten commendable results. We have seen lives transformed, and we're looking to be able to do that for a lot more youth across this nation. We've got the competence, we've got the team, we've got the vision. That our chairman is very driven, and we want to be able to scale up and do this for a lot more people, even across Africa, because we are able to do so.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
What do I like? I like what I do. I like going on holiday with my family. And I like my car. I like gadgets. And I like my bank.
If your bank were us, you would like us too. Since 1894, we have built a strong and stable financial institution based on insightful local know-how, global reach, and a commitment to deliver to you world-class innovative solutions. FirstBank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. Now that we know about our host and the main sponsors behind the show, let's find out a bit more about the 300 young people whose lives are about to be changed. They come from all over Lagos and represent all 36 states of the Federation. They belong to different age groups. They are Christians and Muslims, male and female. What unites them is a common desire to make it, a burning passion to forge their own paths as successful business people.
My name is Ayo Akerele. I was born in Lagos on June 2nd, 1984. I'm from a family of 6 children. I'm the last of the family, and I sell carpets.
My name is Awefi Folua. I'm 24. I was given birth to Oyo State, Ogbomoso town.
When I left school, I had an extra year, so I had a lot of time on my hands, and I wanted to use it wisely. And one of the things I thought wise to do was to start a business, and that was why I became an entrepreneur.
I became an entrepreneur out of progression. The reason I say progression is because I started out in my early years. I used to draw a lot. So from drawing, I picked interest in computer graphics. So I decided to go into the university to study computer science.
It all started with beads, bead making. That was what it all started with. And I saw people then, they'd make beads. That was 9 years ago. 9 years ago, you see people around you, they just like play around with it. I had friends that would go for lessons and lectures for bead. But then I just pick up the same beads that they go all the way to pay for, to learn, and I just picked it up and I just started making it, and that was how it all started.
I decided to become an entrepreneur because I'm passionate about business. I'm in the ICT sector. I'm passionate about computers. I'm passionate about IT. I discovered computers when I was in GS2, and I found that it's a very interesting equipment to have. I decided that I could build something up from it. There are so many things I could do, but the fact is I won't get some things done if I'm in a paid employment.
Generally, you're expected that after school, you graduate and then you get a job. But in my case, I'd done a few print jobs while I was in school. So when I graduated, I decided, okay, I wanted to go into print media fully. I didn't want to get employed. Now, to some people, and occasionally my parents, they expressed concerns about, okay, are you sure this is what you want to do? You are through with school. Wouldn't you rather get a job?
As an entrepreneur, funding is one of the major challenges I face. Also, getting good employees, also getting funding. Sometimes customers may not come and they may haggle on prices and they may not want to pay and they will need to see me. So those are some of the challenges I face every day.
I think my biggest challenge is NEPA. I have to tell you that because when the creative process is on, it's nothing as bad as light going off on you. And then you're scrambling to get light back, quickly turn on the gen and all that. And when you stand up and move like that, a lot of things could be lost in your head.
I've learned once from Mrs. Awoshika the need to be honest. She's a very honest person and she drives integrity in her business. And I've learned that is key in every business. Your customers will get to trust you, and we've also been able to imbibe that same mode in our business, and it has worked for us.
What we hope to achieve with Lagos Ignite Season 1 is to use the platform to advertise ourselves, to learn some new things, to liaise with stakeholders in the industry, to make up with bankers, to meet up with insurance, and to meet up with government agencies, have the opportunity to discuss our issues, have the opportunity to share. For example, we need to get some more money to do some businesses. But it's very, very hard because we don't even have enough collateral. But with this Lagos Ignite 21, I think some of these issues will be addressed.
My personal philosophy for business is hard work and the drive to succeed. With the drive to succeed, a man will not be sleeping by 10 a.m. A man will work weekends when he have something to be done. Also, a man will be able to go an extra mile to make sure that everything is done properly and in good time.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. Some of the participants who will be part of this 26-week journey expressed their expectations from the show.
Whatever I'm going to learn here, I'm going to add it to what I've got and become a better person, develop myself more, and then be able to help others around me.
I would like to expand my business, gather everything, all the knowledge from all the facilitators, and take my business to the next level.
Every time some people encounter a problem in the same business sector and they run away, they have just opened up an opportunity for you. Why? Whatever part of the market that they were controlling before became available to you.
I intend to use it to add value to other people's lives and to have an entrepreneurial life, to maximize, to multiply and sustain everything I can get.
To position my company better, to create solutions that meet the world's needs, and then to represent Nigeria in the global market.
You live in the midst of your opportunity. You have the opportunities all around you. Some of you are already working it and you don't know. Some of you grew up with it, but you haven't explored it. Because for some of you, your degree has created a wedge between you and the opportunity.
I want to build the catering industry, to offer people lovely dishes, know that they could be very well catered for in their events, their occasions.
I want to be a problem solver. The problems in our nation is so enormous, and I want to be the problem solver for Nigeria.
I have a passion for business, and I also believe that I should use what I know how to do best to, make myself best at what I do.
I went through a training program recently where I was taught about adding value, and I think that entrepreneurship is all about adding value, so that's what I want to do.
If you have encountered a problem, that problem is common to all. Most other people will encounter the problem. The guy who waits long enough to solve the problem is the one that will rule the market.
Out there is very tough because there's this mad rush for this white-collar job. Everybody wants to get a job in the office. But believe me, not everybody can get a job in the office. We have to go out there and venture out on our own and create jobs. We should not be job seekers, we should be people that create jobs. Not just for ourselves, for other people also.
Getting employed doesn't last a lifetime. You definitely stop working for your employer at a particular time. But if you are into business as an entrepreneur, you get to sustain it throughout your life and leave a legacy for your children.
Ignite, from dreams to reality. We hope you've enjoyed this intro to the Ignite TV show. Next week, we'll be back with a full session of training, interactive discussions, and much more. Send in your comments, questions, and shoutouts to our Facebook page, facebook.com/IgniteTV, Twitter/IgniteTVNG, and check out our website, www.ignite-tv.com. For extras on Ignite, visit our YouTube account on www.youtube.com/IgniteTV Nigeria for lots more about the show and lots of useful information on building your business. See you same time, same place on Ignite TV. Keep the fire burning.